big battle. Greenworks 60 volt dual stage snowblower, legacy Greenworks single stage 80 volt blower, 22 inch. I've had this one for about 7 years. I just got this one, used it for the first time today, and it's really hard to even make a comparison between these two. They're just the performance is just completely different animal. If you've got a lot of snow or a lot of area to go through, or it tends to be heavy snow, the dual stage is just the way to go. It works great. These things churn up the snow, break up some of the ice, and then there's another blower fan sort of thing that sends it out the chute. This one has a single auger that does both functions, the chopping up as well as the throwing out the chute. This one has powered wheels, so it can propel itself, or you can push it yourself. This thing can hold three 60 volt 8 amp hour batteries. This one originally could only hold a 2.5 amp hour 80 volt battery. Now I will say that this one is a little bit old. It's definitely kind of worn. The auger doesn't really shoot out as well. Kind of makes a vibrating sound. I've beaten it up quite a bit, and so there are newer ones. This model is still available, but there is now a 22 inch single stage one that will accompany, or it will has a capacity of two batteries, 80 volt batteries. So that is a big improvement. You'll get way longer time with the most latest model. So this one, I haven't done a complete or a very good time test today. It just didn't work out that would be part of the testing that I was doing today. But with the two batteries, it seemed like I was probably getting maybe an hour. In 10 to 12 inch snow, kind of heavy in some areas with some ice. If I had a third battery, I would expect that to be maybe an hour and a half. This one in heavy duty stuff with the tiny little 2.5 amp hour battery will only last about 10 to 15 minutes. It was longer when I first got it, but the batteries kind of lose in capacity over time. I also have a 4 amp hour battery, which is almost double what the original one is. It doesn't quite fit in the container, but I can still use it. I mean, it sticks out. It does fit in the slot. And with that, I can probably get about half hour of use of heavy work. Obviously, if it's light duty, you get a lot more time out of these things. But you definitely want the biggest battery and the most batteries in your device as you can, unless you have like just a tiny sidewalk or something. But anyway, also this one has two sets of LEDs. You've got the top ones here, which it looks like they have turned off, or the bottom ones here, and then you've got the top ones here. These ones just has the two, which it is always nice to have some up top. I wish this one had one down here. The new 22 inch model does, so there's a lot of improvements. Also, the new 22 inch one, this one turns off automatically a lot. The new 22 inch one has a metal and rubber auger. This one is solid plastic, which works pretty well, and it spins blazing fast. It's an incredibly fast spin, which when this was new and fresh, it really spewed out the snow really far. It's pretty impressive. This one is essentially all metal, so these don't spin that fast. They just grind up the snow, and then the one back behind there spins pretty fast, and it'll throw it pretty far. I mean, it'll probably do 30 feet with some light snow, but it's not throwing it like onto the other side of the street or something. So and I don't know if just that's because the snow was heavy today, or if that's just how these battery dual stages are. There's definitely more powerful gas ones that are wider and also like have more torque. So this is definitely a lot heavier. It's harder to move around. I think this weighs like north of 150 pounds. This one is like super light. It also folds down pretty easily. It can stand on its front for easy storage. And you can also whip this thing around and clear sidewalks and clear small areas like really easily. So kind of a different approach to how you're doing it. This is definitely slow and steady with power. And this is like zip, 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 let's get it done. But it kind of gets overloaded after a while. And then finally, I don't know what the new ones have, but these old ones had plastic scraper blades. This new one, this giant thing, has a metal scraper blade and then plastic skid guards, so you're not grinding up the metal. You're not grinding up this metal, and the scraper blade can be removed, which I will probably do maybe every 2 years. We don't get that much snow, so I'm not scraping it away too much. But so that's the only thing. Like, it's really better to have a metal scraper blade. It's just it'll last longer, and I've replaced this one twice, and it does make a difference. But it was also like I've worn away plastic on the sides of the things, not just the scraper blade. So I'm hoping this one lasts longer. This one is still functional after 7 years, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's new. So again, this is the 60 volt line of tools, Greenworks 60 volt batteries. Any of them will work in here. I recommend having the 8 amp hour ones though, otherwise it's not going to last very long in terms of like runtime. And this is the 80 volt. So Greenworks has an 80 volt dual stage, but it's only available in Canada for some reason. I don't know why. Otherwise I would have gotten the 80 volt version. But I have the same battery architecture on my ride-on lawnmower from Greenworks. So I did get the extra batteries with this one, but I can also use any of the 6 batteries that my lawnmower uses. So that's kind of nice to overlap. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Any comments? If you thought this was helpful, please share it, or if you have any questions or whatever, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.